It's a green light for you to be disrespectful towards somebody else. I disagree. I've won the championship.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, an NBA megastar once seen as the unshakable cornerstone of the Milwaukee Bucks, is now caught in a narrative neither he nor his fans ever imagined. The slow, frustrating waste of a prime that should be defined by rings, dominance, and legacy, not first-round exits and front office blunders. Once revered as the league's most loyal superstar, the kind of throwback figure who'd stick with his small-market franchise no matter what, Giannis is now standing at a crossroads where sentimentality can no longer mask the rot beneath Milwaukee's foundation. And this time, the stakes are higher than ever. To understand the depth of what's happening, we have to go back, not too far, just 3 years. That's all it's taken for the Bucks to go from champions to a team that can't escape the first round of the playoffs. Giannis, a 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and NBA champion, has now endured 3 consecutive early postseason exits. For most players, that would signal decline, but that's what makes this story so frustrating. It's not about decline at all. Giannis isn't regressing. He's arguably never been better. Take a look at the numbers. In the last 3 years, Giannis has been on a historic tear. Statistically, he leads the league in nearly every key playoff metric: points, rebounds, total production. He's had 3 straight 30-point 10-rebound seasons, something that's only happened 10 times in NBA history. 3 of those are his, all in the last 3 years. And yet, in spite of that dominance, he's heading home before the postseason even really starts. Again. When it happened this year, the circumstances were painfully familiar. Against the Indiana Pacers, a team led by the rising but still raw Tyrese Halliburton, Giannis did everything he could. In Game 5, he dropped a 30-point, 20-rebound, 10-assist triple-double, joining only 3 other players in history with that stat line in the playoffs. And still, they lost. What's worse, the game ended with Halliburton switching onto Giannis, locking him down and ending the Bucks' season with a defensive play that felt like symbolic theft. This wasn't just another loss. This felt like the moment the Giannis era began to fracture. To be clear, none of this blame belongs to Giannis. If anything, he's become the tragic figure in a classic tale of mismanagement and missed opportunity. While he has remained consistent, committed, and competitive, the team around him has crumbled, not in effort, but in structure. The roster, the coaching, the decision-making, all of it has contributed to what now looks like a tragic misuse of one of the greatest talents this generation has ever seen. First, there's the coaching carousel. The Bucks have cycled through strategies, philosophies, and voices at the helm, and none of them have managed to replicate the synergy of their 2021 title run. Doc Rivers, an experienced coach with a track record as long as it is checkered, was the latest to take the reins. But what's happened under his leadership is déjà vu for NBA fans who've followed his career. Inexplicable collapses, disjointed rotations, and players seeming lost when it matters most. After Game 5's collapse, all signs pointed back to Rivers. The body language, the shot selection, the timeout management, it reeked of confusion. Even the television broadcast seemed to foreshadow the inevitable when the camera cut from Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle to Rivers' expressionless face. And just like that, the Bucks fell apart. A wild Gary Trent Jr. 3, a turnover, a defensive, misread, and the game was gone. But the issues go beyond coaching. Milwaukee mortgaged their future in a desperate bid to keep Giannis content. Their big splash? Trading for Damian Lillard. On paper, it made sense. 2 superstars, 1 title window, a re-energized city. But in reality, the fit has been clunky. Dame got injured, never quite found rhythm, and when the Bucks needed him most, he was either unavailable or a shadow of himself. And while that's not necessarily his fault, injuries happen, it does underscore how poorly timed the move was. The trade cost Milwaukee not only future first-round picks, none of which they own until 2031 in any meaningful way, but it also cost them depth. It cost them their defensive identity. And in the cruelest twist of all, the player they let go to make it happen, Drew Holiday, is now thriving in Boston, leading the entire NBA in win percentage since the trade. Milwaukee's situation has spiraled from complicated to catastrophic. As of now, their so-called Big Three, Giannis, Dame, and a rapidly declining Chris Middleton, are set to take up around 85% of the 2026 salary cap. One of the most brutal contracts in the league belongs to Kyle Kuzma, a player who was So ineffective, he finished the season with the worst plus-minus on the team. Yes, Giannis was playing like Hercules, but the roster around him resembled an NBA lottery team more than a contender. It's impossible not to draw comparisons to Kevin Garnett in Minnesota. In his prime, KG was transcendent, defensive menace, offensive tactician, leader. But his loyalty to a flawed franchise cost him years of his prime. He toiled in obscurity, racking up individual accolades but little team success. Only after moving to Boston and finally winning did he admit, "My only regret is I didn't leave sooner." The parallels are too striking to ignore. Giannis now sits at the same fork in the road. He is the franchise. He leads the team in every statistical category that matters: points, rebounds, blocks, playoff wins. But he's also become the face of playoff disappointment. The narrative isn't fair, but it's unavoidable. Giannis has always said the right things. In interviews, he speaks about loyalty, sacrifice, community. He has expressed a willingness to stay in Milwaukee for life, if the franchise stays as committed to winning as he is. But commitment means more than words. It means building a team that can contend. And right now, the Bucks aren't just falling short, they're falling apart. The question now becomes existential. How long can a generational player endure the slow erosion of hope before choosing to chase it elsewhere? Players like Giannis don't come around often. The league has seen dominant runs, but what he's doing, night after night, year after year, is rare even by historical standards. His work ethic, humility, and performance level have kept him at the center of the NBA universe for nearly a decade. And yet, for the last 3 seasons, the postseason has come and gone with Giannis nowhere near the conference finals. This year was supposed to be different. This was supposed to be the rebound. With Lillard beside him, a new coach, and a front office making win-now moves, Giannis had reason to believe. Instead, what he got was another early exit, another press conference, full of half-hearted explanations, and another summer of wondering, what now? And for the first time, the NBA world is beginning to entertain a possibility that once seemed blasphemous. Giannis Antetokounmpo in another jersey. He has said, "I'm a Milwaukee Buck, but more importantly, I'm a winner." And those words may soon become prophecy. If the Bucks can't fix their trajectory fast, Giannis has every right and perhaps every reason to walk away. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. Because greatness deserves better. So what do you think? Has Giannis reached the end of the line in Milwaukee? Should he give the franchise one more year, or is it time to move on? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into the stories shaping the NBA.